so she's right. She is freewheeling. We'll see what happens. USBC, she has done it all. Team USA, which represents the United States, been the amateur champion, won the Open, and going for her second U.S. Open title. First shot, left-hand lane, title game.
But she can pull the ball a little bit, and it holds pocket. That ball looked like it'd be just a little bit left off her hand, but it held the pocket all the way down. Now, O'Keefe did shoot 299 the last time she bowled for the championship of the quarterfinals. But this right-hand lane is not the same right-hand lane she bowled on.
She's a courageous player, Marshall. We know it. She picks it up. She'll bowl one frame at a time. She'll go with a whip right out of the chute here.
Ball coming in just a bit high on lane 26.
It's been the story of the day, Marshall. Only one person has been able to conquer the right-hand lane, and that is, she's the lady in the final match here, Liz Jonson. Shannon O'Keefe got a good break, had the 4-7-10 standing, comes up with a relatively easy spare.
Picks up the 4-7 with the straight spare ball.
Brian O'Keefe, her husband, looks on, an accomplished bowler.
Take a look at Shannon O'Keefe's form. 5-step delivery, gets the ball started in the 3rd step. Very smooth, high backswing. You can see the backswing very high. Good knee bend, and a great follow through.
And still fighting to keep it from going high on that right-hand lane.
Come on, 7-pin, not gonna help it. Boy, we saw a lot of solid 7-10s in the practice. Watch the 5-pin. It's going to be knocked over, but not hard enough to get into the 7. You leave the flat 10. You've got a pocket 7-10.
You know, that's the modern game, synthetic lanes, and it happens more often. Very seldom saw that on wood lanes, but today I think the adjustment for that, Marshall, has got to be what Liz Jonson's doing. You got to move farther to the right and get a little more zip on the ball.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, Jonson with a chance to jump on Shannon O'Keefe with an early commanding 23-pin lead. Second frame, the only woman to be consistent on lane 26 here in the 78-lane National Bowling Stadium.
Well, I tell you, her shot's so good right now, it's almost scary. We'll take a look at Liz Jonson. What a great classic form she has. She's a 4-step delivery, the only lady that takes just 4 steps, ball in the 2nd step. You can see the backswing, little past shoulder high. And watch how she really gets the ball way out of the lane. Just really projects it far down the lane, and it makes the ball hold the pocket longer. What I mean by hold the pocket is not break as sharp as soon. 20.5 mile per hour. She throws the ball hard. I'm telling you, she's got what it takes for this particular condition and many others. And she's not getting too excited too early. She knows it's a 10-frame game. You know, I know that I made the mistake in my career where I'd get off to a good lead and I'd get so excited that after 5 frames I had no energy left to finish the game.
Well, she said a good thing in her interview with Christine Brennan. She says, I'm only one here in the building. When you have that feeling, you don't get too excited. All right, let's see if O'Keefe, our tournament leader, can bounce back.
Looks good going down the lane. All right, shakes him up a bit.
Well, she's going with the saw ball, Marshall. You have to go with what you do best, especially when you only have 7 frames left for the U.S. Open title. She just went and just tucked that swing inside out, just ripped those finger holes out, and she's going to make those pins dance. She's not going to try to be precision in the hole.
And you can see that she lays the ball down further left than does Liz Jonson. Ball rolled early on lane 25. And you know, when you're having problems with one lane, you're trying to make adjustments on it, it makes your good lane kind of bad.
I agree. It's what we typically call over and under. When she misses right, it hits the dry and gets too much friction. If she misses left, it doesn't flip back. And once again, she shoots that 3-6-10 down the right side, Marshall. There's always a suspect of a chop shot here. Perfect. You know, a lot of the players in the 132-man field had a woman field, I should say, had a chance to join in the women's series. And this means the top 16 players are going to get to bowl with the men 4 out of the first 5 weeks on the men's PBA tour. They'll have their separate tournament, and there are our 16 women. Our alternate is Robin Romeo. I think it'd be a great addition to the PBA. I'm anxious to see it, Marshall.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Speaking of fun, Liz Johnson's having fun.
The brainchild of this whole U.S. Open concept, USBC Vice President of Marketing and Communication, a brilliant young man who came over from USA newspaper, has really put this USBC on the map, and it's got a great program here. He should be very proud. Now, Liz Jonson, 5th frame, commanding 43-pin lead, perfect through 4.
Wow. Boy, I tell you, when you've got that kind of talent, Mom, this is the first time that Liz's mother's had a chance to watch her bowl live on national television, and she is having lots of fun.
And Liz also mentioned that her grandfather's in the hospital and wishes him the best also. So Shannon O'Keefe in a must situation early, Marsh.
Oh, absolutely. It's, you know, Jonson with 5 in a row and O'Keefe with an open already. Now she's figured out this right-hand lane. She's got to get back on what was perceived to be her easier of the 2 lanes, lane 25.
I like her game face. You see the look she gave Jonson on the way back? She knows this is for all the wheat. You can be friends off the lane, and you being a great competitor, had it as well as anybody, you got to be tough on the lane. This is your business. This is a chance of a lifetime.
Jonson right now working at a 239 pace. Shannon O'Keefe can strike out for 247, so, but she's got to start now. Whoa! All right, she's not giving up.
You had that Marshall Holman on that. All the great players I always felt in bowling, and even the old timers, it's the rotation of the wrist. Whether you hook it big time like Shannon O'Keefe or you come up through it, you still have to rotate the wrist. It's almost a misnomer that you want to pull your fingers in. The fingers support the ball, the wrist gives it its power.
It's that kick with the wrist. You're absolutely right. Stone 7, just a bit high in the pocket, but that hit carries 99% of the time.
Head pin drives into the 2 and actually interferes with the 4 pin coming off the sideboard. Watch the 2nd pin to the left side part of your green. Part of the lane. The 2 come off and took the 4 out. You got to be happy with that shot, though.
You could see Shannon sort of giving her a look like, "Thank you."
Shannon O'Keefe's got a lot of moxie in her. She's not giving up. She says, well, I got a little break here. What's at stake for these women other than winning the greatest title in women's sports at bowling? First place, $25,000, a $10,000 difference. Our 3rd and 4th players will split $10,000 apiece, and the other finishers in the top 16, there is their prize money, as Liz Jonson still has a somewhat commanding lead of 42 pins. But Marshall, anything can happen in the last 4 frames of a major.
Well, yeah, and she just coming off a very, very bad break. She's got to put that behind her. Been making nothing but great shots on 25. She asked for it to put that ball actually a little bit higher than the last time on 26, but it carries the 4-7 late.
This week's matchup on Monday Night Football features Eli Manning, Plaxico Burress, and the New York Giants facing Ward Dunn and the Atlanta Falcons. Monday Night Football on ESPN begins at 8:30 p.m. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern with Monday Night Countdown.
Shannon O'Keefe now with 3 strikes in a row and making her presence known a little more with each one of those strikes. Watch the boy, she really snapped around that ball hard. Ball's on about the 4 board right now, driving back, hits the head pin into the sideboard, 5 pin goes flying.
She's back in the match. Can cut the lead down to just 22. Once you get down in the 20s, Marshall, anything can happen. 3 frames left.
Oh, solid.